Sorry about that. If you jumped in the other stream already, my mic was glitching. Streamlabs has been having issues the last couple days. So I just wanted to come live and kind of discuss the premiere video that we just did. Let me delete the other one real quick. That way it doesn't confuse people. Give me 1 second. So I know a lot of people have never really heard Nancy Schaefer's speech before. She has been an advocate for children since 2008 and before. That speech was back in 2008. Hi in the bushes. Hi, Gabby. And, you know, she actually was murdered. And they believe that it was a murder-suicide, but it happened just 2 short years after this video was taken in 2008. And there is a lot of, you know, conspiracy theories that say that she was set up to be murdered, that it wasn't actually murder-suicide. Now, we obviously don't know. It was her and her husband who were murdered. I'm sorry, in the bushes. Yeah, Streamlabs has been messing up so much with my mic lately. Hi, Tammy. So let me share you the screen, you guys, because I know that we talk a lot about CWS reform and the different things. However, it's not going to go away. You know, this needs to change. And so this petition with Oakley's Law, they're almost to 5,000 signatures already. And what this petition details is what they are referring to as a 5-point safety harness, so that there is a protection for these children with different contacts, more than just CPS, DCYF, DCFS, whatever you want to call the organization, watching over these children instead of just this organization, because they are constantly failing children. And we hear time and time again that they are underfunded, overworked, underpaid, and that is why they are failing. However, I'm going to tell you, I don't believe that that's the case. I'm going to show you guys some different links. Sorry, let me pull up the chat over on my phone, because otherwise I can't see the chat since I'm sharing my screen. Woo! You know, this saying conspiracy theorist was started by CIA. I didn't know that, but I'm going to tell you that a lot of conspiracy theories have a lot of grounding behind it. You know, it's not the first person that we have heard stand up to these people and these organizations that has been quote unquote suicided. You know, it's a real thing that they could just tell us anybody was murdered and we have to believe it, because who are we to question it? MV missing for kids. Hi, Sleuth. Hi, MV missing for kids. Hi, Michael. So this petition, though, you guys, it's in the description of this video, or at least it was in the description of the video. I might have to re-put it. Please sign it, share it, and keep pushing it, because I feel like that this could help us make a change. My husband's going to come in. My dog's probably going to bark. I apologize in advance. We keep seeing different things in foster care, and until we change our systems, we're going to keep seeing headlines like this. 86 children died while in the care of foster firm over a 10-year period. This is a foster firm in Utah that lost 86 children died between 2005 and 2017. 94 children died. And only 13 of those deaths were even investigated. Another one. Audit reveals multiple unreported cases of child abuse in Massachusetts foster homes. Between January 2014 and December 2015, 19 incidents of abuse and neglect were not formally reported to the district attorney's office, affecting 22 different children. And So these articles, this stuff, it's happening and it just gets ignored. Nobody pays attention to these things that are happening in our own society, in our own government, in our own CPS system. And why? Why wouldn't they investigate these cases? Why wouldn't they look into this? New report finds 76 deaths last year of children in Massachusetts under state supervision. This is children that are dying that are supposed to be removed from their families to be protected. And, you know, we see cases like Oakley that highlights why children need removed whenever they are in abusive situations. And I understand that. And I am not saying that children shouldn't be removed if they are being abused. But what I am saying is this system needs more oversight, because this is completely unacceptable that these children are supposed to be protected and they are dying in care. It's way too high of numbers, guys, and it shouldn't be happening. And it just happens time and time again. I mean, I could sit here and pull up report after report, and these are in our news. How often do you actually hear about it, though? You know, they don't play this on the 5 o'clock news because they don't want you to see it. They don't want you to question the systems. And, you know, Nancy Schaefer, she lost her Senate seat because she would not give up fighting for these children. You know, she has this report, which I'm going to link in the description of this video. I got to go back through and put all my links in again since I had to cancel the last live. But it's all here. And she did this study and was advocating for children, for family first laws, and for this oversight to stop, and for the cash cow that is CWS to stop. And unfortunately, I just realized you guys can't actually see the screens. Unfortunately, that lost her Senate seat. You know, they weren't happy with the fact that she kept advocating for the children. And then 2 years later, she was dead. And people ask about, you know, where does the money go? These are state-funded organizations. So your governors at the end of every year have to make a budget for your state. And in the state budgets, they are able to add grants in so that they can balance the budgets. This right here is how much they have made off of CWS, an adoption legal guardianship incentive payment program, from 1998 to 2020. So this is relatively, you know, updated as far as records go. This goes state by state, showing you how much each state has profited, not what they've spent on this system, not what they needed to be brought in. This is how much they profited off of the incentive payments per state. So let's look at the totals. I don't know. Can you guys see this at all? So the first state is Alabama. This is Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California. Alabama, since 1998, has profited $14,478,750. That's what they had in excess. Because what happens is each child that goes into care gets payments between $4,000 to $10,000 per month as long as they are in care through federal grants. Multiply that by how many children in your state are in foster care right now. We also need family court open. Remember, they are part of this. Like adding the guardian ad litem was just adding more. Like them saying now adding money for mental health will help. Yeah, Tammy, it's a constant cash cow. These states, they just want money. That's all it is. Look at California. California has profited $69,702,460. Like, these are actual figures. And this is just from the one type of grant. There are multiple grants. This is just the Adoption and Legal Guardianship Incentive Payment Program. And what that is they get bonuses every time that a parent's parental rights are terminated and an adoption happens. They get a cash bonus per child. And you look at the states, and whenever you're looking at it, the states that have a higher minority population, that have a higher, hi Mississippi Granny, that have a higher, hold on one second, hold on, sorry. What's Arkansas? Okay, so Arkansas is this fourth one down here. Let me see. Arkansas is $18,288,080. And like I said, I really think that these are going to be higher once COVID, because so many more children have went into foster care in the last year. And we see it with children who are minorities, sibling groups, and that have disabilities such as ADHD or autism, because those are easily diagnosed and they bring a heavier payment with them. And so you have, like, some of these states make like an unheard of an amount. This is just the one type of grant. This is just the excess money. This is not what they actually receive. This is what they have in excess that they are using towards other programs or to balance their budget, essentially. And this is why the CWS has quotas that they have to meet, because the state government needs this money. And so they're making money off of your children and taking them out of care. So like some of these states are extremely high, like Florida, for example, $56,086,290. And so this is what I wanted to show you guys, because it's important. You know, people think that these numbers are made up, but this information is out there. You just have to look for it. And what they don't want is people looking for it. And that's why I did that premiere as a premiere instead of a live stream, because I wanted to make sure that they weren't going to flag it and pull it down. You know, being a newer channel, a flag can really damage me right now. 96 million. Which state is this? Texas. So think about Texas. What do you have in Texas? You have a huge population of immigrants. And so it makes them money every time that they're able to take these immigrants and put them into CPS care. Total, CWS has profited the state government's $840 million, $223,375 since 1998. And that, like I said, that is just through this one type of incentive program. In Arkansas, the Clinton Foundation handles social services money for the state. Yeah, I can't say that I'm shocked about that. So what can we do to change this, you guys? We have to change the system. But whenever you look at why haven't we been able to change CWS, why haven't we been able to do reform over all of this time? And you think, why are the children still dying? Why is this still a problem? We all thought that after Gabriel Fernandez that everything was going to be solved. We thought that after... We thought that after we see these abuse cases over and over again, that these things would be solved and that things would be fixed. And it hasn't been fixed yet. And you sit there and you ask yourself, why? Well, the why is because they profit. The people that you are asking to change this, the people that you are asking to fix these bills, are the same people who need that money from your child in the system. It's the same people. And so that's why we are up against this corruptness. And then the reverse happens as well. So you get a child like Oakley, who was placed back with her parents. And you think to yourself, well, okay, so they do give children back. But notice that the children that they give back they end up dead a lot too, or hurt, or back in the system because of repeated drug use or whatever. And so you think to yourself, are they doing that simply so that they can say, well, see, it didn't work? I'm sorry, but I wouldn't put that past our state government. I wouldn't put it past them to make something not work on purpose, or to put children, what am I doing? They have to be able to advocate for their system. And if they have all successful cases of reunification, then it doesn't help them push for their foster care system. It gets a double-edged sword. We have these children who need to be saved from their parents. That's a real problem. Abuse is a real problem. But do they actually want to fix it? I mean, do they? Because if they wanted to fix it, wouldn't they enact something like what we're doing with Oakley's law? We have Oakley who was given back to the bad parents. We have Summer Wells, whose case was never properly investigated. Like, you look at cases like that and you think to yourself, how were these parents able to keep this child? How? Whenever you have Joe Schmo down the road lost his daughter because he sneezed near her and somebody thought it was abusive, and then you have people like Oakley's parents who, were given back custody and they're still drug addicts. Or you have people like Summer Wells' parents who, they have all kinds of circus going on there. And so it's like, what is the end goal here? We have to advocate for reform, guys. We have to. And it's going to have to start with enough people speaking up. Yes, the West Boys. The West Boys are another great example of children who were taken from their mother, who she had issues. Yes, she did. She has lost multiple children, but they were put into foster care, put up for adoption, and then forgotten about. Nobody ever checked on them again. And they're gone. We have no idea where they are, and they're just gone. We need repeated checkups, I think, until 18 years. Yes, Ariel Sellers, Mississippi Granny. Yes. The psychiatry world a part of this. See how much money they are making too. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So like I said, that was just the one type of grant. There are hundreds of grants associated with foster care. Hundreds. And they get money from each one of those. So we're talking about possibly $1 trillion a year industry that your state government profits from to meet their budgets. And so whenever we're talking about, the quotas and how much money they get and whatever, we did the math on one of my lives the one day. Each child, if they are in state custody for 18 years, is over 18 billion. Hold on, let me do the math again real quick. It was a huge number. So if you have a disabled child, they get $10,000 per month, okay? $10,000 per month for 12 months over 18 years is $2,160,000 that the federal government gives to CPS and the state governments to take care of that child. Per child. Now think of how many children are in our systems. It's a huge cash for kids payoff. It's legal kidnapping. and it's sick. And so this is all I wanted to do, guys, was bring this information to you guys so that you could actually see it, and ask you to sign the petition for Oakley and to support this legislation whenever we start talking about it. There is going to be multiple bills coming up that we are going to start pushing, and I really would love everybody to contact their state government, contact everybody you can to try to get this flooded into the system. You know, if we can't trust our senators to actually back these bills, then we're going to have to make sure they realize that we're not going to be silent about it. It can't just go away, and it can't just be accepted anymore. So that's all I really have, you guys. You need to put with family members that pass. Also, Human Resources doesn't have their own adoption. Yeah, Kids for Benefits, Cash for Kids, all the different names, Mississippi Granny. That's what they are. I mean, honestly. And don't get me wrong. There are people out there that are adopting children because they have a good heart and an empty home. That is true. There are CWS workers out there that joined that organization because they have a good heart and they really want to make a difference. They want to help. The problem isn't the individual people as much as it is the actual corporation, the federal government, and how it's handled. You know, we do have lazy CPS workers who don't do their job, don't do their checks, and that make it worse. We have things that happen like that. But we also have this system that sets them up to fail before they even start. It's a never-ending failing circle. And so we have to advocate for change. We have to. You know, for Oakley, for Ariel, for Summer Wells, for Orrin and Orson West, for Nicole Hall, Elijah. There's so many. Like, I don't even have names for all the children, but they're out there, and they need us to advocate for them. So I will catch you guys later. I wanted to keep this one kind of short so that people actually watch the whole video. So have a good evening, guys.